Hey everybody, it's Tripl-L and now let's talk some One Piece! Chapter 895. Okay, cool. We're here. And well, that was a visual spectacle, that chapter. Yup. Pirate Luffy versus Sweet Commander Katakuri. Yeah, that was pretty cool, man. Like, as I'm going through that fight, like, while I'm also, like, to some degree being wowed, I'm also thinking it would be great if all the other Straw Hats got even, like, half of the attention that this fight got. Like, when it came to the care that went into this fight, it'd be nice if other Straw Hats got that kind of attention. I'd be totally into it. Like, if we didn't have, like, the stuff like Usopp getting off-screened when it came to Tripl and all that good stuff, you know, it'd be a fun time. And this one was just a raw fisticuffs of just people fighting each other. But anyway, talking about the chapter, yeah. Overall, very simple chapter. It's just a fight. We get to see Snake Man. We get to see Katakuri try to survive it. And he does a really good job. And we ultimately just get it's just pretty much a battle chapter. Like, there's really nothing else to say about it. It's a battle chapter with maybe only one incredible note when it comes to the characterization, and that's Luffy. But we'll get there. Anyway, Gear 4th Snake Man, that's the most interesting bit. Let's just like talk about it. So we have the picture of it here. And also for the record, thank God that Oda does title pages. Otherwise, I don't know what I was going to put in this video and not have it be a spoiler. At least for the thumbnail. Anyway, Snake Man. So way back when Tank Man came out, you know, I thought about it, and I think like somewhere in 2017, I uploaded a video about the differences between Tank Man and Bounce Man and like what we learned in that video, or with the episode and whatnot. And I looked through it, and I remember thinking that after seeing Bounce Man and Tank Man was obviously dedicated to defense. There was a clear example. Tank Man has better defenses than Bounce Man. There was a very clear example. And I kind of like wondered, well, where can we go from here? And I thought the next form, if we called Bounce Man a mobility form, would be a striking form. And you know, as I'm seeing Luffy here, I think it is true to some degree. That's ultimately what we got, and I do feel kind of proud about that one. Because when you look at the Haki allocation, we have the Haki on his legs and his arms, and it stops right midway through his upper arm. And this is important because one thing that we have learned from Luffy, and his Haki use in particular, is that how much Haki you're using does seem to make a difference. It's as if there's a limited amount of Haki for a person to use, and then for like in the case of Bounce Man didn't have as good a defense as Tank Man because Tank Man seemed to allocate more Haki specifically for defense. Like we had it in Luffy's stomach way back when, and it seems more concentrated there. So when you're having the Haki allocated the way that Luffy seems to be doing it into his arms, even though his arms look smaller than the Bounce Man setup, because there's technically more Haki concentrated in his arms, it makes sense that it seems stronger. I think it's a very interesting thing, but seeing that it's concentrated into his arms, I do think the statement Snake Man is a form that's more about striking, I think that's a fair statement. So I'm going to take back bragging rights for that. Anyway, not the point. Yeah, I should put that away. That's petty. Anyway, with Snake Man, when I'm reading the chapter, what I ultimately see here, Luffy's solution ultimately is his pre-time skip solution to people with regular Haki, right? Back when Luffy was still weak, when he was still in Paradise, when he was still in the first half of Grand Line, and you know, he's fighting the Snake Sisters, how did he overcome Color of Observation? Easy. He went faster than the person can predict. So when it came to Katakuri, how does Luffy get around a man that can see 2 seconds in the future? Easy. You go faster than he can predict. And in this case with Katakuri, he just takes advantage of some of Katakuri's assumptions. He takes advantage of some of the assumptions like, oh, if I dodge the first hit, it's not gonna hit me. That's the critical assumption that Katakuri makes when he's fighting Luffy in this one and gets punched all of a sudden from somewhere. And then it revolves around him figuring out, okay, no, he's just bending his arms around. So the solution itself is the same solution that Luffy had for pre-time skip, except it's been scaled up to match a scaled up observation Haki. And that in itself is just it's impressive that he's going that fast. That's the most impressive thing here. He's going that fast. That's cool, man. I'm really happy for Luffy. But anyway, another like distinction with this form is that you could say like it's a striking form, but it's a form that revolves around guaranteeing a strike, and I think that's also a fair thing because we see the chapter, we see that arm of Luffy's just flying everywhere, and so it makes for a visual spectacle, that's for sure. And Katakuri also keeps up with Luffy here, and there's that one shot of Katakuri, like it was page 11 on the Gemini box one, and man, what a badass shot of Katakuri. Holy wow, wow, wow. Like, it's a really rough shot, but Jesus, look at that. Look at the guy. What the, wow, wow, wow. Anyway, I really like that. I really like that shot. I thought it was really good. You know, it made the chapter for me. No, I'm lying. The Gear Force stuff made the chapter for me. But yeah, I really enjoyed that shot. So moving on from there, we hit around the interlude with that, when Katakuri connects that hit, and then we have the dialogue for the chapter popping up, and what you have is like Luffy complaining. He's complaining that he's so hungry, which he really shouldn't be. I mean, the man has mochi. He's made of food, Luffy. Just do what you feel needs to be done and just eat him. But yeah, Luffy's hungry, and he's also complaining that it hurt. And Katakuri is confused about that, but then Luffy's just saying that he's just feeling better after he talks about it. And this is just, I think, a very good distinction to say, hey, Luffy's really enjoying this fight. Like, this stopped being a fight against an enemy and just became a fight against a worthy opponent. That's what it was. Like, this is like the battle blood getting into Luffy and him just having a good time with a fight. And this is like similar to what Katakuri did initially. Katakuri like pretty much abandoned his, I don't know how to say it, his, like right now, he is not acting in the best interest of the Big Mom army. He is acting in his own interest, right? So both characters are now fully embraced and like they're just gonna have fun here, right? And that's cool in its own little way, and I really enjoy it. But anyway, that's the most complex thing in the chapter. It's just Luffy and Katakuri, and then it's followed up with an onslaught of Luffy and Katakuri punching each other and landing hits on each other, which is just there to like cement like, yeah, now this is just flat out a fight between two guys. So overall, I think it's a really fun chapter. You have Luffy doing a lot of incredible things. You have Katakuri matching him. He's not getting thwarted just because of Gear 4th. And we end off with the worst kind of cliffhanger, that being One Piece is not going to be there next week. Damn it. That sucks. But yeah, that's One Piece chapter 895. Like I said, the most interesting things here are the Gear 4th composition, how it works. Although we have a pretty good sense of that. The visual spectacle of Gear 4's Snake Man, I think, is the most visually impressive of all the Gear 4 variations, just because there's more on screen. And also, Luffy's enjoying the fight. But anyway, guys, that's it. Calling it there. Till next time. I hope you have a great day.